Hello everyone and welcome to this Virgin Galactic Fridays episode, and I think that this is maybe the most informative episode ever. We talk about the SpaceX competition, we talk about hypersonic flights, but before we diving into this, let's ask the million-dollar question, which is the following. What do you do before we diving into this video? Is it A, you subscribe and ring the bell? Is it B, you're absolutely destroying that like button? Is it C, you leave a comment? Or is it D, you tell a friend about this channel? Yes, exactly, it's B. So welcome to Virgin Galactic Fridays. Okay, let's hypersonic fly by those topics today real quick so you have a full blueprint of today's episode. So first of all, we will talk about the Space SPCE stock performance of this week. Moreover, we will talk about the SpaceX announcement / competition. Then we will talk about hypersonic flights. We will then move over to the test flight that happened just a couple of days ago, where we have now new details on. And last but not least, it's the topic of the US-UK government agreement that finally Virgin Galactic can also go into space from the UK. Diving into the space stock, we see, now we need drum bell, that this week we gained absolutely nothing. So as you can see, we started the week with about $15 and we ending most probably the week with $15. Now, I know what you're saying. You're saying, hey, when the stock goes up, I'm, long time investor already. I'm, weeks in already. I'm already 2 months invested when the stock is going finally up. Now, I can tell you something. This is something totally normal, okay? This is a very unique stock because it is on the verge of really breaking through. So we are not talking about a company that has steady revenue and increase quarter by quarter. It is just a very small microscopic insect step away from something breakthrough-ish. This means that once this is done, the stock has the potential to double or triple even. And if we as investors don't have the patience for just waiting a couple more months, then don't tell yourself that you're a long-term investor. Guys, long-term investing starts at 5 or 8 years, okay? So just enjoy this small prices, because I know what you will thinking. I know what you will thinking when we will be on the other side. You will say, oh my gosh, why I didn't bought more? And now you are thinking, when is this finally going up? So on either side, you are just making yourself dumb psychologically. So don't do this, just relax and keep calm. The news are coming, and once they come, we will be very, very happy investors, guys. Now, Elon Musk just posted something on Twitter, which is SpaceX is building floating super heavy class spaceports for Mars, Moon and hypersonic travel around the world. Now, if you remember, they had once a video, a presentation where they showed that they want to use their Starship space shuttle not only go to Moon or Mars, but also around the world. And this was a little bit put back or to the side because they said, the issue is that if you launch these rockets or the space shuttles just in urban areas, this would be so loud, like someone would shoot a shotgun in your garden. Now, as you can imagine, this is not very pleasant, so therefore they need to build this outside at the ocean floated spaceports. And this is super exciting, guys, because first of all, I think that supersonic flights will be the new normal if SpaceX, Virgin Galactic, and maybe some other companies like Airbus or Boeing will invest into some spaceships or supersonic flight aircrafts. And on the other side, as more it is normal, as better and as more accepted it will be, right? The Condor was a very specific and just by one airline provided service. And as Airbus stopped the support and maintenance for these airplanes, then the airlines like Air France couldn't anymore offer the service. But if you will have separate options like SpaceX, like Virgin Galactic or other companies, then this will be the new normal, and I believe this is super interesting. But there's two approaches, guys. SpaceX having their big Starship space shuttle to move around the world. So they are directly fighting the gravity with super much power to lift off and go back, right? On the other side, we have the Spaceship 2 by Virgin Galactic that has a totally different concept, right? We are having a normal horizontal start of the airplane, then we go over water, and then we go hypersonic speed and more. And then when we enter urban areas, we switch off the supersonic speed and glide silently into the airport. So actually you can imagine that Virgin Galactic is more flexible because they could potentially lift off from any normal airport, guys, right? So they can fly all the airports that are already existing and don't have to build their own one. So I'm very curious which system or both concepts will obviously have huge potential and hopefully work out for both companies. However, I think this is an absolutely great news that SpaceX is seeing the potential in hypersonic flights, because, you know, SpaceX looking for things to develop their business, to finance their Mars mission finally. So therefore they see a very high business case into that, and therefore they are starting this as well. Hypersonic flights is something that I didn't talk about this much here, because I believe that it is something like a step 2 for Virgin Galactic to become a very big company. So first they should focus on the space tourism thing, and then they move on to the hypersonic flights, okay? But nevertheless, this hypersonic flights business is super profitable, and maybe I will make a separate episode to go on all the details and market opportunities. But think about that, just flying from A to B will just be much more faster. This is like the flying on airplanes 2.0. Now you're thinking, well, but this is almost like a rocket ship, so people will not be able to enjoy the flight even. Well, hypersonic flights start actually at the speed level of sound. And when a plane is breaking this level, actually the people most don't recognize it even. So it's the same experience, guys. It will be just super fast. You just don't recognize that. And there was a very successful program once, the Condor. Maybe you remember. They sold a huge amount of tickets, very expensive. I think it was at least triple the amount of normal tickets, because people just wanted to have this experience of going from A to B in just a matter of very short time. Now, unfortunately, the development cost was so high that there was Airbus that just canceled the opportunities for airlines. It was a huge business. And however, when you see what Virgin Galactic actually is, it's basically the airline and the spacecraft manufacturer in one. okay? So this is absolutely brilliant, and this can ensure not only very high margins, but also that they are working hand in hand. This can be a very, very successful hypersonic business. And if I would join this flight, well, I would, but maybe not for the first 10 flights. I will go for maybe the 11th flight. So while you are thinking that what the hell they are doing, and we talked about it on our very first episode here on Virgin Galactic Fridays, that the Virgin Galactic team is, according to ex-employees, one of the most hard-working people and teams out there. However, there was this mysterious test flight just a couple of days ago, and we talked about it on a live stream here, okay? Now we finally have, just 2 days ago, the news, what it actually was. Virgin Galactic on their Twitter account is saying, our mothership VMS Eve completed 2 pilot proficiency flights from Spaceport America, New Mexico on Saturday. These were the carrier's aircraft 282 and 283rd flights since entering service, and the pilots for the first flight were Mark Forger Stuckey and Mike Soch Masucci, while the cockpit for the second was Nikola Pesil and CJ Sturkov. So as you can see, there is much happening behind the scenes that we are actually not that much aware of, especially as the company is a very, very small company compared to the big companies that are having so much news that so people are researching. And this can be your informational arbitrage. This can be your opportunity if you are watching, since this company is just about $3-4 billion worth and you decided to go for it. You have the opportunity that maybe other things in life you missed or passed, like for example Netflix, Tesla, Amazon, Apple, or Bitcoin. Now, I'm welcoming you if you are an investor as of yet. If not, consider it. Everything you need to know you will find on this channel. So if you like it so far, make sure to smash the like button. I don't know if you know, guys, but Sir Richard Branson is a very big deal in the UK. As you know, he's a very successful entrepreneur. He created millions of jobs, and then he become Sir by the Queen of England. Now, this maybe, I think, was some of an influential power that he has to create the US and UK agreement that now spaceports in UK can be used also for US companies. What does it mean? This means actually that people and clients don't need to go to the US to start on this unforgettable experience. They can do it also in the UK now. And while Virgin Galactic as well as Virgin Orbit will benefit from that, I believe also that companies like SpaceX or Blue Origin will definitely use this kind of new developments. And this is and show us the step by step more coming to a new reality where space is absolutely real, guys. Okay, so this is something that I see more and more coming. We see more and more in the news. SpaceX and everything around space is becoming so much more real to people that it will be normal in a couple of years that we will go for an experience with Virgin Galactic or fly from London to New York in 3 hours. Now, this will be possible with technology development and also big marketing by this company, and therefore I believe that the long-term opportunity with this company is absolutely breathtaking.